Hello, this is Aiden. Hello.
Look at that, jeez.
Spider web on there during fight week.
All right, we're live. Mr. John.
13 North Grand. You have it at your desk are the pamphlets. Remember we spoke about it last year, then I brought it up again about 2 weeks ago. There are several varieties, all different kinds. So if you think about having it, and it can be paid for out of CRA, then you pick the choice. Do you want it single? Do you want it bifold? Do you want 6 pages? Whatever it is. Some of them have it where they pay to put in a larger ad than they would normally have. All right? I would recommend that you guys have that. Secondly, I talked to Danny, who owns the cruising. He confirmed that the original, I guess it was 10 lots that was to be sold for the city for $6.4 million. Well, he said it's canceled, but not. He says everything's for sale. So if we still want to do it, they'll do it. But he also told me that the house and the the parking lot that we lease is for sale. The 2-story building on Main Street across from his place is for sale. All the properties from Grandview to Coates, they're all for sale. So there's a lot of property that we can buy. We can buy entire city blocks with the money that we have. Midtown, I don't know if they bonded it or whatever they did, but the HUD housing in that area ended up with $50 million, and they bonded it to get $500 million to do an awful lot. They have 9 huge projects in the works as we speak. That's a lot. Almost half of Midtown will change. They've got the apartments that are going on in Orange Avenue. They've got the apartments going on Nova, 2 apartments, 1 senior living, another one. They have a big project going between Martin Luther King and the railroad tracks. They're buying all that. One of which is they traded your property to get that property. Then HUD housing popped up last night.
Beachside. I know what you're saying, but let's get back to the Beachside, buddy.
I'm saying this.
I understand.
Wait. All of that is going on at the same time. We have an opportunity to buy 5 city blocks, which would be less than what they're doing. We have more money than what they have, and we're not doing anything. So I'm asking you to look at the properties that we have, the properties that are for sale, and where we can acquire, because that's what CRAs are supposed to do. Acquire the property to make it easier for development to come in and not have to buy. It took Anderson 19 years to get the property for Wyndham. So we have a possibility of getting all of this in 1 year. And remember, the CRA ends in 10 years.
Thank you. Al, so what we're doing here, we don't have a quorum. None of this really does anything, but everybody spent some time to come out. If you'd like to come up and speak about your event a little bit, tell us a little bit about it.
Good. Al Smith, 18 Forest View Way, Ormond Beach, Florida. It's hard to believe, but this will be my 20th year doing events on Main Street. Do 3 summer block parties and then New Year's Eve. So what we planned for, and the longest running one of the New Year's Eve is Rum Fest, which we have June 27th booked. And I'm in the process of getting permits from that. Was told I needed this board's input before moving forward, so that's why I'm here tonight. And then we have the food truck, Battle of the Food Trucks, July 27th, and August 8th, we're doing a margaritas and tacos night, block party. So those are just ways to, and the plan with those is to do them in the summer when the energy's on the beach and there's a lot of people in town visiting. So we do a fair amount of marketing. So any events that we do down on Main Street or Beach Street or anywhere else, there's 2 very important elements besides the obvious, because you don't just close a street to close a street. So 2 main things is content, having content so people have a reason to go there and a reason to stay there, and to provide income and exposure to the merchants on the street. So that's extremely important. What we built up over time with the Rum Fest is a pirate invasion with a pirate parade, and the pirates, I mean, they start calling me 6 months out, wanting to know what the day is. And so this is a very important event for the pirate world and all the crews throughout Central Florida. They come as far as Tampa and St. Augustine. So that's always a good one. Kids love it. It's good for everybody. The food truck event, this will be our third year doing that. We'll have over 25 food trucks. We do a best of food truck battle at the beach is what we call it. And we've, amazing thing about that is we do a QR code that we put on every truck to vote for their trucks. And the trucks certainly do what they can to get people to vote for their truck. And in order to get on the QR code, in order to vote, they have to go on the QR code and give us an email address before they vote. And every year we've had over 1,000. We were in the rain last year. We still had over 1,000 email addresses that we collected. So lots of families, a lot of people on the Beachside come, a lot of tourists come. So that's a good one. This year we had tacos and tequila last year. We've kind of changed that to tacos and margaritas, kind of soften a little bit more of tropical drink promotion August 8th. So those are the three besides New Year's Eve, which we haven't applied for yet. But so that's kind of the, keep it simple. But the other major element besides the content is marketing. So I have a very experienced team that's worked with me for over 10 years now. And so we have marketing systems in place to support these events and get people out, not only social media, but email blast. We work with all the merchants down here, posters, press releases, pictures out. So people sometimes ask me, what makes yours different? I think content and marketing that content and getting the word out. So it's extremely important. And so we're looking for your support to do those things, and we'll get moving.
Thank you. Laura, do you have any questions?
Do you have to do any restrooms or water stations or anything for anything on Main Street, like those kind of events?
Portalets are required by this part of the staff, by the city to get your permit. Water stations, I've never really had an issue with that.
Yeah, it just gets so hot, like sprinkle.
Yeah.
I think you had water. Did you have like a splash pad or something last year? Or maybe it's just
I know,
about
Main Street Tattoos helped us out with stuff like that in the past. Yeah, kids. Yeah,
that was a good idea.
Yeah.
It is hot though, but he does his in the evening time, and I think that's
Please don't speak from the audience. It doesn't get recorded.
Appreciate it. I've always liked it. The Pirate Fest, I've been going to forever. I've got photos with family and friends, over the years. And, I know during COVID, it was a little weird where we didn't have it for a little while, but it's a good event. It's always been a good event. So glad that it's coming back. As this isn't an action item, even if we did have a quorum, this is just something that was here as an advisory role anyway. So appreciate you coming out and speaking on behalf of it.
No, I'm happy to anytime to come support on that, because if I think anything, I mean, I've got a full plate, but I think that this board ought to entertain the idea of finding ways to do even more events that go on and have more redevelopment dollars that are spent to help do events. I mean, creating energy and giving people reasons why to come down to Main Street is extremely important. And I will speak against one thing, which is I think you gotta be careful, is not just to close the street. You need to close the street with the two things I said, content and marketing, so that you can do that. But merchants will tell you, if you close the street and you don't have anything with it, then you're just blocking the road. But if you have things, that'll work, that will attract people, especially those nearby, the combination of tourists and the locals is really, over time, what I've seen what works.
Well, I agree completely. Kathy Beck from the National Main Street program at State of Florida is coming next week to talk to the City Commission at that meeting about potentially making Main Street a Main Street USA. And that'll be a big big change and do those things, right? Having more stuff, bringing more things to town, having more events, using those redevelopment dollars towards those things, maybe filling up some of those knockdown buildings and some of those vacant lots where we don't have to necessarily close the street, where we can just use those side lots that are done and have to do those things. So yeah, it's great input.
Good. All right, thank y'all. I will proceed.
All right. Jeff, you have anything to say? No? John, you have anything to say? Do you want to come up? Yeah. You got to come up. If you want to talk, you got to come up. If you don't want to talk, then yeah. It's a little bit more formal here than sitting down in 149B.
Yeah, I'm Johnny Rock and Ride, Main Street, Daytona. Been here over 40 years. Made it my home, made it my living. It's not the best the best place in the world, but I'm comfortable here. And we do get a lot of traffic, and of course, the events always help. The more events, the better. This way, it keeps the money flowing, it keeps the people happy, and Mr. Al Smith, as far as I'm concerned, is doing a fantastic job. So Al, keep up the good work, and I'm here to support him and anything the city does that's gonna make Main Street come back to life. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Bobby or Sarah?
Bobby Guidotti, Main Street Tattoo. Yeah, I'm pro event, so I'm for Al Smith. I'm for what we do with the our things on Main Street. I definitely love to bring the atmosphere throughout the year when we have everything going on. So I just want to see us all continue to have more events, more life brought back out. One thing I actually I don't know if this is the type of meeting to bring it up, just an idea. I know how the city does the blocking on each of the streets. When I was in San Diego, an area, what they did for each of the blocks, they had these things that came up. It's just an idea to throw out there, maybe to think about, so they don't have to pull out those big red areas to block off all the different streets. They could do it in segments. So you have the main drag of the streets, and they have these poles that come up. And all they do is they hit a button. They're actually animatronic that come up through. It's just something to think about. So then that way the city is not having to have workers come out and push, I guess they're 800-pound things that have to block off all the streets all the way down. It's something to think about, or if they screw them in.
They just bought a bunch of them. So they're en route. I don't know if they've actually gotten there yet, but I think they're almost here.
They haven't gone to commission for approval yet, so they better not have bought.
Oh, okay. So I was misinformed. So good, thank you.
Yeah, it was just an idea I thought would be
good.
cool to bring up for this meeting. And then, just anyway, just pro event. I want to see the Main Street continue to grow, and all of us as the Main Street merchants and everything, just keep doing what we're doing. So thank you.
Thank you. Sarah, you want to come up, or are you good?
Okay, I'll just come up. Hello, I'm Sarah Guidotti from Main Street Tattoo. I think that's really what I came up to say, was that we're pro events, and Al Smith has been a true and tested event. They're solid. And so I was just here to say, it's an easy yes, I think, from our community. I also think that I now realize that people are not showing up to the redevelopment meetings as far as people viewing and adding value to their voices with it. So I feel like in this delicate time where things are changing, it's obviously we're stewarding money a little bit different. It's important that our voices are heard and that we're aware of what's going on, so we can support you, but we can support events, so we can just be a part of the community. And I think that's really just a bigger piece as we plan to be more involved and hear what you guys are going on and be involved in that and steward this time with you all. So that's it.
Thanks, Sarah. Sir, I don't know your name, but come on up.
And for everybody who has spoken, even though this isn't a formal meeting, please fill out the speaker's card.
I have. Hi, my name's Jonathan McKirk, 214 South Grandview. Relatively new homeowner. Wanted to definitely come out and check out what you are doing, but I did want to give some feedback. Having watched sort of the whole circuit for a year and gotten a feel for the place. First thing I say is that it's very clear that the city intends to do more with Beachside than they've been doing. Obviously, all the work down ISB, the new seawall going in near Harvey, the ideas about what to do onto Main Street, even the little cul-de-sac turnaround that y'all want to do down on Main Street on the other side of Ocean there. So it's clear that there's a lot of sort of small things that we're trying to get together. But what I'll say as a resident, and I think I probably represent a different point of view than the vendors and merchants that come in that want to talk to you all, is that the residents don't have a real good, clear vision for what the vision is down the road. Like, I can see we're doing an extension to the boardwalk, and I can see that, like, maybe we've got Senor Frog maybe wants to come in, or I heard a rumor that we want to put a grocery store, an apartment complex on the other side of the bridge, down at the bottom of the bridge there, and I know we're acquiring property over there, but I think the need for sort of the secrecy to get the lowest possible price also gets us, like, we're not knowing what's going on. And I would just say that it would be better if we had more information, more transparency about what the overall vision is going to be long term. I'm going to be here the next 30 years. You're all stuck with me. You'll probably see me at a lot of meetings going forward from here. And that's sort of where my starting place is with that. So thank you.
Thank you very much. No? All right. Laura, do you have anything to add? We tried.
We did. We gave it a good college try. But I think that is it. I have a lot to say, but there's...
Then that's that.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.